The phrase, "Know Thyself," Know Thyself, was inscribed at the entrance of the Temple of Apollo in Delphi, dating back to the 5th century BCE. This maxim, attributed to the 7 sages of Greece, served as a guiding principle for visitors seeking the oracle's wisdom. Archaeological evidence suggests it was one of 3 Delphic maxims, alongside "nothing in excess" and "surety brings ruin." The temple's location on Mount Parnassus symbolized the intersection of human inquiry and divine knowledge. Pythia, Apollo's high priestess, delivered cryptic prophecies to seekers who underwent purification rituals. Historical accounts by Plutarch describe how ethylene gas from geological faults induced her trances. Know Thyself directly referenced Apollo's domains of truth, light, and self-awareness. Philosophers like Socrates later interpreted this as Apollo's command to recognize human limitations compared to divine omniscience, a theme recurring in Greek tragedies. Socrates transformed Know Thyself into a philosophical method, as recorded in Plato's Apology. His famous declaration that the unexamined life is not worth living made self-knowledge the foundation of ethics. Through dialectic questioning, he exposed contradictions in Athenians' beliefs. This practice ultimately led to his trial in 399 BCE, where he defended philosophical self-inquiry as service to Apollo. Citing the Delphic oracle's pronouncement of his wisdom, Plato expanded the concept in Alcibiades I, arguing true self-knowledge requires understanding the soul's divine nature. His tripartite soul theory in Republic divided human psyche into rational, spirited, and appetitive parts. The Delphic maxim thus became a map for philosophical assent, recognizing bodily illusions to perceive eternal forms. Neoplatonists later viewed this as a mystical imperative, with Plotinus calling self-knowledge the beginning of salvation. Aristotle approached self-knowledge empirically in Nicomachean Ethics, arguing we know ourselves through habitual actions. His concept of entelechy, realizing one's inherent purpose, transformed the maxim into practical ethics. Unlike Plato's transcendent forms, Aristotle located self-knowledge in understanding one's unique capacities for virtue. This informed his famous definition of happiness as activity of the soul in accordance with excellence. Stoics like Epictetus reinterpreted Know Thyself as recognizing what's within our control, and Kyridian 1.1. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations applied this to emotional discipline. Conversely, Epicureans saw self-knowledge as understanding natural desires to achieve ataraxia. These schools popularized the maxim through daily practices. The Stoic Evening Review and Epicurean Pleasure Calculus both descended from Delphic wisdom. Cicero's Tusculan Disputations blended Greek philosophies, presenting self-knowledge as the foundation of oratory and statesmanship. His interpretation influenced Renaissance humanism by connecting the Delphic maxim to civic virtue. The Roman adaptation shifted focus from metaphysical truth to practical wisdom, as seen in Emperor Hadrian's self-reflective poetry and the Stoic-influenced Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. St. Augustine's Confessions, 397 CE, Christianized the Delphic maxim through his famous prayer, "Let me know myself that I may know thee." This fused Greek self-examination with biblical concepts of fallen human nature. Medieval monasteries preserved the maxim via Cassiodorus's instructions for copying Greek texts, though its original Apollonian context was often obscured by theological interpretations. The 15th century rediscovery of Greek manuscripts, particularly by Marsilio Ficino's Platonic Academy, restored Apollo's centrality to the maxim. Ficino's translation of Plato's dialogues reintroduced the original theological context. This influenced Shakespeare's "This above all," "To thine own self be true," Hamlet, and Montaigne's essays, both deriving from renewed interest in Delphic wisdom during the Renaissance. Freud's psychoanalysis and Jung's individuation process secularized the ancient maxim, while existentialists like Sartre reinterpreted it as confronting radical freedom. Contemporary neuroscience now studies self-awareness through default mode network research. The phrase's endurance across 2,500 years confirms Apollo's original intention, that self-knowledge remains humanity's most challenging and necessary pursuit. bridging ancient divine wisdom with modern empirical inquiry.